If you want to make a ton of extra money on the side, but you don't have the best credit or you don't have a ton of money to invest, that's okay. You can do a ton in real estate investing without any credit or money. So in this video, I'm going to show you what you can do and the things that you can start the process to make money in real estate, even if you don't have any money or credit. See you on the other side. The number one question is, I want to make extra money in real estate, but I don't have good credit or I don't have a ton of money to put down on properties to buy or to put 20% down. And the simple fact is you do not need money or credit to get started investing in real estate. There's three main ways to invest in real estate. We're going to cover two of them. The first one we're not going to cover is having rental properties. If you're going to own long-term assets through banks, you do need some type of decent credit to do that. So we're going to take that one off the list for now. But what we're going to talk about is ways that you can make money, make a lot of money while you're building that credit if your long-term goals is to have rentals. But if you don't have rentals, that's okay. These two are right up your alley, whether you have money, credit, or experience. The two main ways are wholesaling and then fixing and flipping and selling. You know, your traditional HGTV, you see fixer upper, flipper flop, those type of investments. So the first one is wholesaling. And the simple way to describe wholesaling is basically they're almost acting like real estate agents for investors. They find a property, aka a seller that needs to sell, and they couple that with a buyer, somebody that it wants to purchase the property and fix it up. So you're basically acting as the intermediary between the house that needs to be sold quickly because the house or the person that's selling the house needs to sell it quickly, and they're acting as an intermediary between them and the end user, the end investor, the buyer with the money. Hence, they don't need the money. A wholesaler gets a property under contract, not to close, not to purchase. They take a traditional sales contract or one that they found from local investors that they found online. You get a property under contract for a certain price, and then you sell that contract to an end investor for an upcharge. Just like a real estate agents usually make, 3% of the fee. That's pretty similar to what wholesalers make. But sometimes wholesalers can make big licks. I would say the average wholesale profit around the country is probably somewhere from $10,000 to $15,000. But I know people that have made $80,000 to $90,000 on wholesales. I also know people that have made just a couple grand on wholesales. But the idea is you're getting a piece of property under contract on paper, and then you're selling that paper to the end user, the end investor with the money. So the fact that you don't need money to get something under contract, you do not need money. But you do need to be able to sell that contract and assign that contract to the end user or the buyer or the investor. So let's go over a quick wholesale example to help drive that home, and then we're going to talk about how you can fix and flip without using any money or credit. Quick example is you talk to a home seller that needs to sell their house fast. Check out this video above. Brian and I go into the top 15 or 20 different lead sources that we use to come across properties that sell at a discount. Because wholesalers don't sell properties that are in perfect condition that can just be listed with the real estate agent. These are properties that need work, or the seller needs to sell quickly because something has happened in their life or something's going to happen that they need to sell quickly and get out of the property. So you meet the home seller, you talk with them, and you give them what they need for the house and what works for your numbers. You get the property under contract for $150,000. And I always tell, this is a huge thing you need to pay attention to, you need to understand. You need to let the seller of the house know that you're getting the property under contract, that you need some type of contingency, some type of inspection period, that you might not close on the property. You don't want to get yourself in a situation and give yourself a bad name because you have to back out on a contract illegally. A, it's illegal, you can get sued, and B, it's going to give you a bad name. So I always tell people, make sure you're transparent with the seller. Most sellers are okay with that. If you say, Mr. or Mrs. Home Seller, I'm giving you what you want for your property, you can give me 10-15 days inspection or 10-15 days shopping period, something to where they understand that you're going to need to get someone else in the property and that they are going to decide whether you close on it or not. You can say you need a partner approval. There's a ton of different reasons you can give the home seller why you need to have that contingency in place. The worst thing you can do is have a hidden contingency, and then the last day of the contingency that you back out of the contract, and then you leave a home seller up the creek, and you just gave yourself a bad name. So what you do is you make sure that you are getting the property under contract at a price that they agree with, that works well for your formula that you're using. There's a ton of different formulas you can use to buy real estate. Check out this video above. I go into detail on the formula that we use to buy thousands of houses over the past several years, and it works great for wholesalers as well. So you get the property under contract for $150,000, and then something like that you'd probably market for $160,000, $170,000 to other investors. then you get other investors, you show them pictures and hopefully videos you took while you were in the property, and you show that to them, and then you get them in the property because you've developed a relationship with the seller, and they walk through the property and they give you your offer, and they give you maybe they'll give you $10,000, $15,000 above what you have in the property, and then you just assign that contract over to them. Now, certain states have rules and regulations around you have to be a real estate agent to wholesale. Most states you don't have that, but if you do some research, or if your specific state needs to have a real estate agent involved in this process, just get to know a local real estate agent and they'll help you along the way, and you just probably have to pay them a little bit out of the profits as well. But this is a great way to come across properties where you're helping a seller out that needs to get out of the house because they're in a sticky situation, and you're making a little bit of money along the way, but then you're passing it off to an end user that's going to take the property, they're going to fix it up, they're going to repair it, they're going to sell it to a good new family, or they're going to fix it up and get a good renter in place. So you're helping out the local community as well as making a little bit of money along the way. The second way to make a ton of money in real estate without credit or money is using a private lender or a hard money lender to fix and flip a property. Fixing and flipping a property, I don't think I need to go into a ton of detail. It's basically buying a house that needs work, fixing it up and selling it for a profit, just like you see on those HGTV shows you watch, those fixer-uppers, all those type of shows where you see a house that needs a ton of work, they buy it, put a ton of work into it, fix it up, and then sell it on the retail market. Now, the reason you don't need any of your own money, because there are lenders out there that their whole purpose of the company is to lend short-term loans to people like me and you, real estate investors. So that's a hard money lender. The whole purpose of the hard money lending company is to lend money to real estate investors like you and I for the purchase and in some cases the repairs on a property. Now, some hard money lenders will look at your credit and they'll need credit, or they'll need you to have access to cash. But there's a ton of hard money lenders out there that do no background checks, no credit checks. So make sure you know what type of capabilities you have and what your financial situation looks like, as opposed to which lender you need to go to. And the great thing about hard money lenders is they will really weight whether they're going to do the deal or not with you on the weight of the deal. If it's a really good deal, if you bought it, if you have it under contract for $150,000, it needs $20,000 in work and is worth $280,000, $300,000, they're probably going to do that loan even if you don't have the best credit or access to cash, because they understand that it seems like a very secure, safe investment. And the way you find hard money lenders is just going to Google. Just Google them, hard money lenders. They're companies that want to be found. If you're in any decent sized market, you're gonna have one in your market. There are some national ones as well. And if you're in a smaller town, your local biggest town that's close to you probably has one as well. And the other part is private money lenders. If you want to know how to get to private money lenders and what to offer private money lenders and how to get them in your corner, check out this video above. I go into detail on the things that you say to private money lenders in order to get their confidence and let them lend money to you. Now, you might think you don't know any private money lenders, and I'm going to tell you that you're wrong right now. A private money lender is not always your parents. It's not always your grandparents. A lot of times a private money lender is a connection of a connection of a connection, someone that has extra money or that understands how valuable real estate investing is. One of our private money lenders, our insurance agent. Yeah, he does pretty well, but he doesn't have millions and millions of dollars in the bank. He just understands real estate investing because he knows us and understands our system and processes, and approached us about lending us money so that we can turn around and use that money to buy and fix up properties, and then he just gets a percentage return on his money he has invested with us. Another private lender that one of our people in our office used, Dusty, this smiling face right here, his first private money lender was his tax guy. His guy had done his taxes for several years and had noticed that Dusty was doing and saw his taxes, that he knew what he was doing and he was doing well in real estate, and Dusty was using a hard money lender at the time, but the tax guy offered to be a private money lender for him, and now he does a few deals a year with him. So just, you need to open your mind and understand that there's tons of money out there. Have a positive mindset, tell everybody you know what you're doing, and you can use hard money and private money or a combination of the two to make a deal work if you don't have credit or access to money. So these are the two main ways that you can invest in real estate without using any of your own money if you don't have access to money, and in most cases if you don't have the best credit. Fixing and flipping usually requires a little more experience, a little more connections, a little more organization with contractors and such, but it's a great way to make great money. And then you also have the wholesaling, which is usually where people get into, just kind of dip their toe in the water. If you want to know what the first thing to do to meet these type of peoples and to get your foot in the door and to understand how investing works and connect with people in your market, check out this video above. Dusty and I go into detail about how he went from 0 properties to 36 rentals in 3 years and over 100 deals because he went to a local meetup. That's what I always tell people, is go to your local meetups, check out this video above, and it'll explain to you the power of local meetups and where to find them. So if you got any value out of this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button here in the bottom corner and interact with us. Comment on the video. I respond to all the comments. In fact, we're doing a comment/mentorship challenge that from now until the end of the year, anyone that comments on our videos, their names get put in a virtual hat. And at the end of the year, we're going to draw a name out of the hat, and that person is going to have access to me and my team for an entire day, whether in person or virtually via Zoom. We're going to help you grow your business, whether you don't even know what wholesaling is or you have 150 rentals. Either way, we can provide value and help you. All it takes is a comment. So might as well at least comment on there. We'd really appreciate that.